Hi, I'm Stephen Reich, here at the Monona Terrace Convention Center in Madison, Wisconsin, at the Pokemon Trading Card and Video Game Midwest Regionals 2016. I'm here with Eric Gansman, who is the second place finisher in the Masters Division of the Trading Card Game Tournament. And Eric, we just have a few of the usual questions. What's your about your deck and all that stuff. But first of all, where are you from originally?
I'm from New York City, but I go to school at Indiana University in Bloomington.
All right. And what was the deck that you decided to use for this year's tournament?
I decided to use Trevenant BREAK.
Okay. And now, as I understand, you didn't play a whole lot this year, but you were given the deck by one of your friends. How did that come about?
Yeah, so I hadn't played at all this year, like you said. I'd been to 3 tournaments before this, and my friend Travis Nunless, while we were hanging out with Aaron Tarbell, basically said, hey, play this deck. I got top 4 with it last week at Seattle Regionals. You'll do well. And that's how I got the deck. So
you adapted quite well. I have to say, not many people could actually get a deck on those circumstances and certainly make it to second place in their age division. So, for folks at home who may not be familiar with the deck, what are some of the main Pokemon in the Trevenant BREAK deck? Obviously, there's Trevenant, but there are a couple to choose from. How does that all fit together?
Yeah, so I use the Trevenant from X and Y that blocks abilities when it's in blocks items, when it's in the active. So, and I use that along with Wobbuffet, which blocks abilities. So basically, I'm either going to be ability locking or item locking the entire game. And I also use Trevenant BREAK, which spreads 30 damage on all of your opponent's Pokemon for a Psychic and a Colorless. So with Dimension Valley, it's just 1 energy, spread 30 everywhere. And basically, the gist of the deck is use that along with Bursting Balloon, which when they attack you, they take your opponent takes 60 damage on their active Pokemon. So use that in conjunction with just spreading and Wobbuffet's attack, which is 10 damage plus 10 more for each of your damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So basically just spread a bunch of damage, get a bunch of damage counters on the board, and then just sweep with Wobbuffet.
Yeah, that's basically how it works out, and you did pretty well, obviously. So what worked well for the deck in this tournament? Where were your successes?
I think just the consistent list. I have to give all credit to Travis and Aaron for that. They made it together. Aaron won Florida Regionals with a very, very similar list. Travis got top 4 last week, like I said, in Seattle. So clearly the deck is doing something right. So, but I gotta say the consistency, and Wobbuffet was definitely my MVP. I love that card.
A lot of people do actually like that Pokemon just in general. It always seems to have kind of an interesting set of abilities whenever it comes into the trading card game, and this is no exception. All right, well, you made it to the finals. You were paired against a Yveltal deck, a dark deck, which is, as you might expect, Trevenant's toughest matchup, pretty much. And you weren't able to succeed, but you did make a good effort of it. What did you try to do, and sort of where did that lead?
So game 1, I kind of realized after he went first and took a couple prizes, I probably wasn't going to win the prize trade. And after I saw that he had 4 VS Seekers and his N in the discard, I tried to deck him out. I actually got him down to no cards in deck, but he still had a Chorus that I didn't account for. So unfortunately, I lost because of that. It was a really good game, but nothing you can do about that. And then game 2, I was kind of demoralized after losing the first one. But I also went first, and I didn't get the turn 1 Trevenant, which meant that he got items, and that kind of just led him to steamroll me. So I think I took 3 prizes that game, but it wasn't really close.
It is a bad matchup. Is there anything you might change if you use this deck again, or anything you might change about your overall strategy for that type of matchup?
I don't think so. I don't think there's really much that you can do without completely changing how the deck works. My friend Christian Ortiz just won Georgia Regionals today with Trevenant, but he plays Crushing Hammer instead of Bursting Balloon. So the strategy is really entirely different. He has a much better Yveltal matchup than I do, but I just don't really like Crushing Hammers. I'm not a lucky guy. I know Christian runs amazingly well with flips. He gets heads every single time, but I don't know. I really wouldn't change anything. I think the list is perfect.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can either sort of broaden your base there, or you can just sort of accept that if this happens, it's going to be extraordinarily difficult. You did, like I said, you made a good effort there. And we'd certainly hope to see more from you over at U.S. Nationals.
Yes, for sure. Definitely going now that I have 2 buys.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, maybe that'll get you past if you use the same deck, a couple dark decks, but we'll see. All right, well, this has been Stephen Reich from the Monona Terrace Convention Center in Madison, Wisconsin, reporting on the Pokemon Trading Card and Video Game Midwest Regionals 2016. Hi folks, Steven here with a brief announcement. Just wanted to let you know that I'm also working on a written interview with one of the winners of the VGC competition from this year's Midwest Regional. That interview should be up within a day or so on the pokepress blog. Thanks.